So looking back now, I mean, I was not neglected. That to a certain extent needs to be clear. I was not seriously neglected. And again, I'm not blaming anybody. But what happened post divorce, stuck with Liz, uh, to infinity, was I quietly felt like with the advent of life without my dad in Beverly Hills, that I was starting to incrementally disappear into some kind of fringes of a life that was not mine, that was new to me, and that was not the life that I had had. And of course, with his departure and with me, now being a, guest star in the Liz show, a whole new cast of characters came into play, filled in all the gaps. Hairdressers, makeup artists, clothing designers, not exclusively, but this was the lion's share. Let's remember who my mom was and where she worked and the circles that she ran in. In fact, the gay neighbor guy across the way actually took my Ken doll and drew like a handlebar mustache and a beauty mark, but whatever, didn't damage me anyway. I don't know where I was going with that, but it was a very distinctly different social whirlwind around me that was not there before. And all I remember is flashbulbs for half of it. Again, stuck into fashion shows. I was in social circles that were way adult, not like in, a bad way necessarily, but it's kind of one of the reasons why by the time I was 8, people said like that I intimidated them, like grown adults, because that's all I knew. I had like Tommy, and then I had Jason, and like, I had like 2 friends until I was like 13 or whatever. So with this now new like hurricane going on, I was at the eye of the storm and yet remained a ghost in the story. I know that sounds weird, but with all of this structural change, I started to feel like I was part of a decor, so to speak. And as such, with this not knowing kind of where I was or who I was or where I fit in, I became kind of sort of a cardboard cutout of myself or my former self. I didn't know which one at that point, which one was which. So it was something that I grew used to. And that's can be a good thing and a bad thing. We adjust and get accustomed to things, but that's not necessarily a good thing at its core. And I don't blame anybody, like I said. I don't expect secretaries to be diesel mechanics, but I do want folks to know, or to take away at least, that children do not measure love by what they are given. And I'm sure many of you know this. They measure love by how much they feel seen. Okay, so no more violin playing. Thanks for sharing time with me. I love you. Take good care of yourself. And until tomorrow, bye.